Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful has Lee Finnegan learning Tom Starr is not Luna Nozawa's father as her liver and blood specimens sit in her office on the CBS soap. Once making this discovery, B&B spoilers have Lee going off on Poppy Nozawa. Bold and the Beautiful has Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, testing only Tom Starr's, Clint Howard, DNA against the DNA of Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. So what info does she discover to make her scream at Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, that Jack Finnegan, Ted King, fathered Luna? Lie viciously goes at her sister, using terms that sound more like a question than an accusation. So B&B fans learn that Lee Finnegan wondered for years about the identity of Luna's father. Maybe Lee suspected her niece's father was Jack all along. Lee Finnegan mentioned looking for an answer to a question that haunted her for years. She said relayed this to April, the nurse who delivered Tom Starr's liver to her office. But Tom is not Luna's after the test is completed. Still, Lee seems to think she has the answer to who fathered Luna in the Bold and the Beautiful preview clip. Bold and the Beautiful will likely drag out the results of this test. But there's only one thing this test will determine. Either Tom Starr is Luna Nozawa's biological father or he is not. It won't tell her who the father is. She would need to get the next suspect's DNA and test it with Luna's DNA for a match. But many fans of this show think that Lie is about to open a can of worms. While Jack might have bedded down Poppy Nozawa 2 decades ago, they don't think he is Luna's father. But the viewers don't rule out another Finnegan being a match. So instead, they suggest Finn, Tana Novlan, fathered the woman he knows as his cousin. Maybe without any of Jack's blood stored at the hospital, she uses Finn's instead. This test would show a DNA match if he is a half-sibling, which could indicate they had the same father. But that match could also mean Finn might be the father, which is likely not anything Lee would think remotely possible of her doctor son. This week, Bold and the Beautiful Lee Finnegan is on a mission. She is bound and determined to identify Luna Nozawa's father. But if Jack is the dad, B&B fans suggest that this won't bring in too much drama, but John Finnegan as Luna's father would. The soap planted a foundation for this possibility a while back, even before Luna Nozawa's murdering skills emerged. Finn and Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, talked about the fun times they shared. When Finn was in college, Poppy moved in with his family. So it is possible those special mints of hers played somehow morphed into a night of lust between her and her nephew. Since Finn is adopted, there is no blood relation between the two. But it would still be taboo, as far as Lee Finnegan is concerned. Fans suggest that Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Missins would. And Finn's marriage might not survive this news if that is the way Bold and Beautiful decides to go. And since B&B runs on drama, the viewers sway toward Finn as Luna Nozawa's dad. So this is one theory gaining steam among the viewers today. And it would likely give the CBS soap more bang for their buck in the drama department. In the turbulent world of the Bold and the Beautiful, drama and shock are often the bread and butter of its storytelling. But every once in a while, a storyline comes along that shatters the boundaries of the show's usual intrigue and propels the audience into new territories of suspense and emotional complexity. One such moment is encapsulated by the shocking incident where Lee, a beloved yet enigmatic character, tosses Tom's liver aside and opens a veritable can of worms, unraveling years of secrets, betrayals, and tangled relationships. Lee's character has often been portrayed as a strong-willed, yet reserved woman who holds a profound sense of responsibility, especially when it comes to her family. However, the depth of her personal pain and the complexities of her inner life have always been kept somewhat hidden beneath her calm exterior. Fans of the Bold and the Beautiful have witnessed Lee's strength and adversity, especially when she faced the challenges of navigating her relationship with her son, Finn. But in this pivotal moment, Lee's actions serve as an unpredictable catalyst, shifting the focus of the show and setting off a chain reaction that will impact nearly every character in the series. Lee's decision to toss Tom's liver aside isn't just a symbolic act. It represents a moment of profound personal reckoning. For years, Lee has been suppressing her emotions, adhering to a moral compass that guides her through even the most turbulent of times. But this seemingly reckless act shows that she's finally breaking free from the constraints of her past, ready to confront the painful truths she's been avoiding for so long. The liver itself is a potent symbol in this story, representing both life and death. Tom, whose connection to Lee has always been complicated, finds himself in a precarious position after undergoing a liver transplant. As a man who has lived a life fraught with deception and questionable decisions, Tom's very survival hangs in the balance. But Lee's decision to toss his liver aside signifies more than just her contempt for him. It signals her emotional liberation. By discarding the organ, Lee makes a symbolic gesture that she is severing ties with the past, even if it means confronting uncomfortable truths about herself and the people she once held dear. The liver, after all, is an organ that filters toxins from the body, perhaps mirroring the way Lee has spent years filtering the toxic emotions and lies surrounding her relationships. In that moment, she's no longer willing to carry the burden of toxic secrets or to allow herself to be defined by the things she can no longer control. Her emotional reckoning has begun, and there is no going back. Lee's moment of defiance doesn't end with the liver. In fact, it's merely the beginning of a much larger and more explosive revelation. A can of worms, both figurative and literal, has been opened. The seemingly innocuous liver toss is the spark that ignites a powder cave of secrets, lies, and betrayals that have been festering just beneath the surface for years. And as always in the bold and the beautiful, when secrets are revealed, no one's life remains untouched. Tom, in many ways, represents the dark underbelly of the bold and the beautiful universe. His actions have often been shrouded in mystery, and while he may not have been a central character, his involvement with Lee and other key figures in the show has left a trail of destruction in its wake. When Lee decides to expose the truth about Tom's past, she begins a domino effect that forces other characters to confront their own secrets. Whether it's Finn's sudden realization of his family's complicated history or Ridge's unspoken guilt over past betrayals, the fallout from Lee's actions reaches far and wide. The can of worms also represents the emotional turmoil that Lee must now face. Her decision to toss the liver aside is, in many ways, a defiant act of freedom. But that freedom comes at a high cost. The unraveling of secrets forces her to revisit painful memories of past betrayals, losses, and heartbreak. And as she navigates this emotional terrain, she is forced to question her own choices. Has she been complicit in perpetuating the lies that have haunted her family? Or is this a moment to reclaim her power and set things right? While Lee may appear calm on the surface, her decision to expose the truth reveals a deep internal struggle. It's clear that her actions have been building up over time, as she has wrestled with the tension between loyalty and self-preservation. But now, the pressure has reached its breaking point. She can no longer contain her feelings, and the act of tossing Tom's liver aside serves as both a literal and metaphorical release. The symbolism of a can of worms also represents the idea of chaos. Once Lee opens the proverbial can, there's no going back. The truth will come pouring out, and with it, all the messy, tangled emotions that have been buried for far too long. As Lee begins to confront the fallout from her actions, she's forced to confront the reality that things will never be the same again. The intricate web of relationships and alliances that have kept her tethered to the people around her begins to unravel, and it's unclear where her loyalties will ultimately lie. Finn, as Lee's son, is the character most directly affected by the bombshell Lee has dropped. For him, The revelations that come out of this situation will change his perception of everything he thought he knew about his family. As he learns more about the depth of his mother's emotional turmoil and the hidden truths she has kept from him, he will be forced to navigate the murky waters of love, loyalty, and trust. The fallout from Lee's decision is sure to create a rift between mother and son, as Finn grapples with the consequences of her actions. What's especially poignant about Finn's journey is that he will no longer be able to see the world through rose-colored glasses. Lee's actions have opened the door to a new reality, one in which truth, betrayal, and family dynamics are no longer black and white. And for Finn, the revelation that his mother's choices were not always as selfless as he believed may force him to reassess his own place in the world. As always in the bold and the beautiful, one character's decision has far-reaching consequences. Lee's actions set off a ripple effect that will reverberate throughout the lives of those around her. From Ridge to Steffi, from Brooke to Thomas, no one is immune from the impact of the can of worms that Lee has opened. And as the dust settles, the audience will be left wondering, what will be left standing in the aftermath? Will Lee and her family be able to rebuild their shattered bonds, or will the weight of the truth prove too much to bear? And as the story unfolds, will other characters begin to question their own roles in the web of lies that has surrounded them for so long? In true bold and the beautiful fashion, the answer is never straightforward. What is clear, however, is that Lee's decision to toss Tom's liver aside and open a can of worms has irrevocably changed the course of the show. Secrets are no longer safe, and the stakes have never been higher. The stage is set for a new chapter in the bold and the beautiful saga, one that promises even more twists, turns, and emotional roller coasters than ever before.